All right, it has been a long time since I've made a video on this channel. I've kind of neglected it, but I think now I saw a friend do a very similar video to this for his documentation YouTube. It kind of inspired me to do the same thing. And to be honest, since the last videos I've been posting 4 months ago, 5 months ago, and 6 months ago, this is, just going to be a really good update of what's happened. A lot of good things have happened, and I am just so excited to see where things go in the next 6 months. I'm going to try and do a video like this once per month to give a bit of an update, first of all, of what's going on in my mind, and then also what's actually physically happening in the world with my businesses. Yes, I've got 2 businesses now, which we'll get into shortly. But yeah, I think last time I did one of these, I had just signed my first ever client on the 31st of December or January 1st when the money came into my account, which is very exciting. So starting off the year really well. But yeah, a lot has happened. And in fact, that client that I did end up signing back on the 1st of January, he was a high ticket closer. I helped him get really good results, and we took his close rate from 20% to 60%, which if you're a high ticket closer, you know just how important that actually is when it comes to your performance, right? We've tripled his income by optimizing his sleep, energy, testosterone, etc. So that went really well, got a great testimonial out of that and goodwill from that client for probably the rest of my life, which is great. And then I started, initially I wanted to only work with entrepreneurs, athletes, guys in sales, high-performing CEOs, but it was difficult to market to all of those people at once because there wasn't like a name. Like high performers is very general, broad. Every fuckwit thinks that they're a high performer even though they're not. So yeah, I was doing that, and then I started running some ads to people with low testosterone. Oh, by the way, I started working with a coach slash mentor to help me scale my business, and we'll get into that shortly, but that has helped me a lot. But just to backtrack, started running some ads, and they were getting me consistent lead flow. Like I was spending anywhere from 20 to 50 bucks a day on ads at any given time, and it was sending me the right traffic. But the problem with the traffic it was sending me is all of these people were fucking losers. I don't want to be mean, I don't want to be rude, but these people were literal losers. 40-year-old guys whose dick doesn't work because they haven't been eating well for the last 20 years. Bunch of pussies as well, because, right, I'd book these calls in. I would say now I've taken, probably like 30 to 40 sales calls, which has been really, really, really good experience for me as a high ticket closer. And just really like helped me understand how sales works. I've learned a lot from sales, which my mentor has been helping me with as well. So took 30 to 40 sales calls, and pretty much every single cunt that I had a sales call with gave me the I need to think about it objection. And of course, once we diffuse the smoke screen and figure out what the underlying problem was, I tried to, disarm and reframe and get to the root cause and see if we can logistically move forward. But my close rate with these people was awful. It was less than 10%. And like, as a closer, as someone who does sales, if you have a sales call with 10 people, one will always buy. But I was finding in my case that not even one was buying. So I'm like, all right, I don't think it's my offer that's the problem, because my offer was getting great results for the people I was working with. It's the type of person that I'm attracting. And so I was sitting at a cafe last Saturday, maybe 2 Saturdays ago now. No, I think last Saturday. 9 days ago now. And my friend said, Callum, what are you going to do? Like, your business isn't working. You're not closing enough people. You're not collecting enough cash. Like, you're going to have to turn your ads off soon. And I was like, yeah, man, like I'm kind of fucked. And he goes, wait a second, remind me of who your clients are. And I go, well, the guy I closed in January, and then a second high ticket closer, and then a third high ticket closer. And I'm also talking to multiple other high ticket closers that, want to get their bloods done through referrals mainly. And he goes, bro, like, have you been getting good results for the 3 high ticket closes you work for? I'm like, fucking oath I have. And he goes, dude, you should go all in on helping closers optimize their testosterone, because there's a direct link, financial link, to having high testosterone. Oh, your testosterone's low, you're only making 5K a month in commissions, you're only closing at like a 15% close rate. Bro, imagine if we doubled that, right? Instead of having 5K a month come in, you'd be making 10K a month, right? Even if we didn't double that, if we quadrupled that up to, say, like, 60%, or even like 50% close rate, their income would dramatically improve, all thanks to their energy, sleep, testosterone, focus, drive, motivation, etc. And I'm like, yeah, that's actually a really good idea. So I've made the pivot as of last week to go all in on selling to guys in high ticket sales. So completely remade my website. I've also restructured my funnel, my Instagram. My Instagram's really dialed, which we'll get into in a second. And yeah, that's where I'm up to now as of the 20th of July, just selling to high ticket closers. And the beautiful thing about selling to high ticket closers is when you get them on the sales call, they're sold. Like, I have a 75% close rate against closers, because when they get on the sales call, they can't give you the "I need to think about it" objection, because you just hit them back with the, hey bro, like, you're in sales. When a prospect tells you they need to think about it, how do you handle that? Right? You put it back on them. And yeah, it's super easy to close closers because they understand how the process works around that. The reason they're on the sales call is because they're interested in the thing, the program, and they're willing to buy. So super easy. It's probably more difficult to get them booking calls with me, but when we get them on the call, the close rate significantly improves. Plus, closers have more money because they're commission basis, and their testosterone is so important. So for me, I thought my offer was already a grand slam offer, and I think it still is. But the offer plus the marketing angle is a grand slam offer, which is super exciting now. So I've been figuring out all the logistics, all the back end, and yeah, as of today, I'm really ready to start ripping content specifically made for closers on Instagram in particular. So that's been the first thing. I'm going all in on high ticket sales. I'm also making a second account, potentially even a third account as well, where I can DM guys, because my main Instagram got banned from sending cold DMs, which is really annoying. And the other thing about my main Instagram is I made 2 videos that went viral, and I've gained a lot of followers. So back in January, I had 600 followers on Instagram, and I was doing all of this cold outreach, trying to get people to buy and thankfully this one guy bought my service, which kind of kickstarted the journey I'm on now. But now I'm at 3,500 followers on Instagram. I'm waking up to 10 to 20 new followers per day, and once I start making more ICP specific content for closers and guys in sales, I think I'm going to fucking cook. But I was like, you know what? Instagrams can get taken down. I'd rather also focus on building, say, a second Instagram. So as of today, literally today, I made a new Instagram called callum.hts, which I think is a pretty cool username. And if people see that, I might even pay to get it verified as well. But if people see that I have 2 accounts, I'm posting on both of them, I think it's just going to do a lot of good for me. And one of my strategies for client acquisition is, yes, I'm going to be posting organic content about closers, about blood work, about testosterone, blah, blah, blah. But I'm also going to be doing cold outreach to a number of high ticket closers, because now I've identified that I only work with closers. People are going to see that, and people are going to, I'll be able to send much more personalized messages. Mind you, of course, with cold DMs, only about 10% respond. Of those 10% that respond, 10% of those 10%. So if I send 100 DMs, I should be getting roughly 1 call booked, which is fine. And what I've noticed as well is when you send cold DMs and people ignore you, that's normal. Doesn't mean you then, once you've built your reputation even further in, say, 3 to 6 months' time, doesn't stop you from being able to reach out to them again, right? If they see I've grown to 7K followers in another 3 months, then they're going to take me more seriously, or 14K or 28K, so on and so forth. So there's absolutely no harm in doing cold outreach. And if you do it from a second or third account, and you then cold outreach them on your main or a different account in the future, they're not going to see that. So it's just about getting who I am in front of more people's eyeballs. So yes, I've been working with a sales coach, like a sales/business coach for the last 4 or 5 months now. He's helped me a lot, dialed in my offer, do a lot of back end, set up Claude Code, and yeah, really just like helped me start making my first few profitable months with my business. So I have things written down. I made $5,000 in May. Before then, I was still working a job, plus I wasn't making that much money. But May was the first month where I was doing well. I made 5K. June, I did 4.5K. And July, I'm currently at 1,800, which isn't a lot, but I've just made the pivot to closes. So if this month kind of flops, I've got really, really high expectations that next month is going to kill it. So that's the update there. That's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about with Bloodprint. By the way, I've rebranded. So it used to be called The Next Percent, where we'd help guys take their health, energy, testosterone to the next percent. But we've rebranded. The Next Percent has become something else, which I'll talk about in a sec. But we've got Bloodprint, which is your blood work blueprint. And yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. That's a new business. I built a brand new website for that, setting up all the back-end automations for that. Things are basically going to be ready to go as of tonight. That's the ice chiller doing its thing, by the way. And yes, so that's everything with Bloodprint. Now on to the Next Percent. When I created the Next Percent, which was literally about a year ago, I wanted that to be my blood work company. But since then, so much has changed. And that's the thing about creating an online business. So much can change. It's all online. It's just a click of a button and things change. The Next Percent is now the best entrepreneur network on the Gold Coast for young entrepreneurs in their 20s. Or at least that's how I'm marketing it as. Since speaking to you last, I have done 2 masterminds. A mastermind on the law of attraction where we had 20 people come. A mastermind on testosterone and masculinity where I think we had 12 or 13 people come. I've had 2 barbecues. I had a really small one to kickstart the Next Percent and the network. I think we had like 11 people come to that. And then we had a second barbecue, which I had 30 people come to. I've also done 1 workshop with a good friend of mine, Jared, with AI optimization. And in just, I'm going to turn this thing off. And in just 5 days' time, I'm also doing my 3rd barbecue. I've made a proper website for the Next Percent, and it looks really good. We've got a countdown tracker for it as well. So I think we've got currently 24 out of 30 people registered for it. And once we hit that 30, people just aren't going to be able to come. So it sucks to be them. And I'm going to be running events like that every single month for free. I'm also hosting a event for a friend of mine. He is a sales manager. His whole sales team is actually going to come and sit down here. Like, I've booked out this room for him. And luckily enough, I'm going to be able to do a speech about testosterone and its importance for all of his sales reps, which I'm really, really looking forward to. So that's super exciting. That will be on the 2nd of August. If I can get some clients from that, or even people following me, some goodwill, people follow me and then I start posting content, and then their other high ticket closer friends see that I'm making content, right? It's just going to referrals. I've realized, I don't know why it's taken me so long, but referrals from the right client can be insane. Like, if you land a great client who has great connections, and in high ticket sales, a lot of guys have really good connections, which is another reason why I kind of wanted to do that, because all guys in high ticket sales talk to each other. They're always boasting, oh, last month I did this, last month I did that, blah, blah, blah. Oh, bro, like, how did you take your sales from 15% to 45? Triple your close rate. Oh, I worked with this guy, Callum Gambling. He's fucking sick, right? That's a client right there. I've done absolutely no marketing, no paid ads, no content. Just someone talking to someone else being like, yeah, Callum changed my life, blah, blah, blah. Boom. Easiest. Don't even need to take a sales call. People just hit you up. Hey, man, I want to work with you. Here's my credit card. So that's really exciting. I've also created like an inner circle with the Next Percent. So the Next Percent is, an entrepreneur network for Gold Coast entrepreneurs in their 20s. Eventually, once I've become the fucking guy in the Gold Coast, like the goal is, if you're an entrepreneur and you live on the Gold Coast, you know who Callum Gambling is. And once I reach that status, then of course we'll take things Australia-wide. We'll do events around Australia, which I think would be really sick. And from there, you know, like then we'll become international. But really just want to become the best network in the Gold Coast for guys in their 20s. I'm 22, almost 23. So the lifetime for that is, you know, another 7.5 years to market to guys in their 20s, which is cool. So yeah, I've been doing inner circle events. I haven't monetized it yet. They're basically all of my friends that are in this inner circle. But the plan is to monetize in the future, charge like a yearly upfront fee for people to be part of that. And memberships. Oh yeah. Inner circle memberships, and we've also done our first inner circle dinner, which was for all the inner circle members. I tried to organize Top Golf for 3 days ago, but it was a logistical nightmare for everyone. So we're going to be rescheduling Top Golf. But the goal is with the next percent to do one barbecue a month and to do one inner circle members thing per month. And to top it all off, something that I've really taken on board over the last few months is try and add as much value to as many people's lives as possible for free before you ask for money. And so a few friends of mine have their own businesses. One guy is a fitness coach. One guy is a calisthenics coach. One guy is he's creating a supplement brand. And I think I can help all of them in different areas get closer to their goal of making money from their business. So as part of the next percent, because I'm Gold Coast based, I also want to start something called the next percent remote or the next percent online, which is like a network or a community for entrepreneurs who want help scaling their business. And right now, I haven't even done my first session with them. I've been doing coaching individually, but I've had the thought over the last few days to combine that together to one weekly, 1 hour long coaching session where guys can come with their homework and questions from their homework about what they've done, what they need to do next, blah, blah, blah. So that is just another thing that I'm doing for fun, and it brings me a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, helping my friends and people I care about through the world of business. I've been there. I've been, you know, creating content now online for just over 3 years. It's safe to say that the person I am now compared to the person 3 years ago is vastly different. And I just think in those 3 years, I've learned a lot of lessons. And rather than someone going through those 3 years themselves, they can speak to someone like me and get 3 years worth of mistakes and entrepreneurship advice condensed down into hour-long calls. So I think it's super, super valuable. I think my camera is also going to die, so I'm just going to plug her in. Cool. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I'm doing that all for free. Again, this will probably turn into some sort of paid mentorship in the future. I would say maybe $100 a month type of thing with some course modules running through the basics, as well as access to previous masterminds, and of course, my favorite thing, which is weekly business scaling calls. And eventually, I even see myself bringing on specialists to help guys with particular problems. So give me 1 sec. Let's say guys need help writing ads. I'm sure that my friend Mattia, who's an ad genius, would be more than happy to join a call, you know, once every 2 months and just help me and the boys out. So that's really what I see happening with the next percent and also Bloodprint as well. I'm super excited to do both. And that's an update catching you up to where I am at right now. So what next? What next? Obviously, I'm going to be working incredibly hard to get clients for Bloodprint. I'm also going to be working incredibly hard to throw the best events on the Gold Coast. I'm also going to be working very hard to network with the right people. There are some massive heavy hitters living on the Gold Coast, entrepreneurship-wise. I would love for one day, potentially this year, potentially next year, one day for Adam Sullivan and his whole crew to come to one of my events. I think that would be fucking awesome. Or even have Adam Sullivan speak at one of my events. I think that would be awesome. But it's just about growing the next percent's Instagram presence, because right now I only have 160 followers. So I'd love to focus more time and attention to growing that. As long as I can get to over 1,000 followers, and of those 1,000 followers, people be like Gold Coast based entrepreneurs or guys in business, or Australia wide guys in business, that's all I need. I'll get the blue tick. I'll dial in my Instagram properly. I'll make content once or twice a week. We'll be running barbecues every month, plus special events. Got a few plans to monetize the barbecues as well. I spoke to a friend. It's like, what if everyone who's ever come can come for free forever? But if you've never been before, you have to pay a one-time fee to get access to the barbecue, and then any future barbecue after that. But there's a wait list, so you have to be like quick to get on the wait list, because there'll be limited spots. Like for the barbecue I'm throwing in 4 days, there's 30 people. Maybe I'd increase that to 40 next month. We will see. So that's also what's up there. But in the future, I really want to, now that I'm targeting guys in high ticket sales, I really want to get a job in sales. So I'm talking to a friend of mine about doing some door knocking potentially for him. I think that would be a really fun experience. And I would also be able to get a lot of good quality content from that. Wear some meta glasses, film some funny ass shit, because door knocking can be quite an experience. So I'm thinking about getting a job, hopefully a couple days a week, or with the door knocking, it's like a week for a month. So you go out rurally and door knock for 5 or 6 days, whatever commissions you like. You don't get a base pay, it's commission only. I think that would be really fun and valuable. And it would make me, just really be able to show how having high testosterone helps me a lot in sales. I also think doing content-wise, cold approaching would be really valuable, but I really just need to find the right person to film with, the right way to go about it. I don't want to be rude or disrespectful to any women, but cold approaching is something that I plan to do in the future. And I think for guys in high ticket sales, that's going to absolutely cook. So I want to get a job either door knocking. Well, no, I do want to do door knocking, because I think door knocking would be a really good experience for me to have, to talk about for the rest of my life, and potentially even get a job in high ticket sales itself, which is kind of funny. Whether that's on like a fitness offer or a B2B offer, I'm not too sure. But I think I'd like to see myself doing something like that over the next few months, just to get more experience, just to change things up, because I love what I do for work right now. I really do. I get so excited every day to make videos like this, share what I've been doing. Been making my pretty cool page asset today. Like, I really love what I do, but it can get boring sometimes just sitting by myself, typing into my keyboard, talking to Claude, and talking to the camera. So I think I would like to get out there, either whether it's in-person door knocking or, of course, high ticket sales. I think that could be really good. And I'm finishing my uni degree in December, so that's like 5 months away now, which is also really exciting. And then that means I'll have my bachelor in clinical nutrition, which again will just further enhance what I already do. And I'm also working with the Institute of Health. I met their owner, Jake Carter, the other week, which is really awesome. He also lives on the Gold Coast in Palm Beach, so the next suburb down from where I live in Burleigh Heads. And that was awesome to talk to him. So I haven't been giving that program much time, focus, or energy. I would really like to put an hour in a day, whether that's the first hour of my day or the last hour of my day, just to improve my skill set and become, like, I'm already better than 99% of health coaches out there because of what I do with blood work and clinical nutrition and my degree. But to become the best 1% of the best 1% of blood work coaches, I need to dial in the Institute of Health. So over the next year and a half, that's going to be more of a priority for me. And a big realization that my two friends, Lars and Mattia, really helped me understand is they are super big on mindset, the law of attraction, reality transurfing, all of that stuff. And the biggest thing that they really talked to me about is because over the last few weeks and months, I was creating content and selling testosterone optimization out of desperation and not out of abundance. Like, bro, if I don't sign enough clients, like I'm gonna be homeless. This is literally what I told them. And so I was like, you know what? This month I'm gonna make 100 pieces of content. Like I'm gonna fucking make it happen. But what I have written here, having a safety net and building from a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. So this has been a really big lesson for me over the last, I guess, few weeks, is having a safety net. So worst case scenario, I can just get a job in retail again and work maybe 2 or 3 days a week, have all of my living expenses taken care of, have all of my food taken care of, have some money to put into Facebook ads taken care of from my job, and then before work, after work, and the days off, obviously run my businesses. That's worst case scenario. So I like the idea of having a safety net set up, which I do right now, which is good. And yeah, just with the next percent and Bloodprint, I really just want to create content out of abundance, like through the lens of I have so much value to provide to closers and Gold Coast entrepreneurs that I would almost feel like bad in myself for not sharing that. And so that's the frame and the mindset in which I want to share what I know with the world through, versus before I think it was just really forced. Like, yes, it was very strategical, the content I was making it for XYZ thing, but I'm just trying to make this content as value based as possible, trying to help as many people as possible. And if you do that, like, the universe will reward you. People will see how genuine you are, how genuine you care, how genuinely you do care about them and their results. And people will give you money, and it won't seem forced. It won't seem salesy. It'll just seem like, yeah, man, I can help you with this. If you don't want help with this, then I wish you luck, but you're making a mistake, type of thing. So yeah, that's really everything that has been going on in my life. I will be honest, life is the best it has ever been for me, which is such a great experience. Being 22 years old, living where I live, doing the things I do on a daily basis, right? Like, great group of boys around me. I really couldn't ask for, yeah, when I started creating content 3 years ago, this is not how I thought my life would be, but it's crazy to look back and see what's happened. And expect a This Is Callum Gambling documentary in the future. I've got a friend who's really good with content creation, so I would love to film a documentary with him. But I don't think it's the right time just yet. Potentially end of this year, early next year is when we would look to film that. But yeah, I want to try and make a video like this once per month where we upload onto Callum Gambling Raw, just to give you all a raw and authentic update of what's going on in my life. And the goal of these videos is not for views, it's not for engagement, it's for someone who's 20 years old who meets me in 5 or 6 years time when I'm making XYZ amount of money and I'm driving XYZ car and I'm wearing XYZ watch. They see me and they go, Callum, like, how did you do it? I'll be like, go check out Callum Gambling Raw, because that's as raw as it gets, that's as authentic as it gets, and you'll be able to pick through my mind and the different things I was thinking at different stages in my life. So I think that's super valuable. With that being said, have a great day, and I'll speak to you soon.